How you doing, everyone? Turkey Buzzard here. Hope you're having a good day. Well, I'm standing here in the middle of the Commonwealth. Or am I? Actually, no. I'm sitting here on my computer. I recently had a couple of requests. Now, I know Malator requested it. I don't remember who else. I'm sorry, I don't remember. But I did have a couple of requests to show everyone how I go about creating my videos. So I figured I'd put together a video showing the entire process that I use. Okay, now up until May of this year, I had been using the Upload Studio to create my videos. However, I didn't like it because for one thing, you're only allowed to record a 5-minute clip at a time, and I know you can cheat and get up to 9 minutes. But even then, you'd have to put 3 of those clips together in order to get a 30-minute video, which was the limit that you're allowed with the Upload Studio. On top of that, the quality of the video was not that good. And at the time, I was using a laptop to do all this stuff. And I really didn't like the way it was coming out. So what I ended up doing was buying a brand new computer. And I bought a CyberPower PC. And it's not the largest one. It's not the biggest and the best or anything. But it is a good PC. And it has 2 terabytes of storage. So, you know, I've got plenty of room to work with. So what I decided to do was start using different software to create my videos. Now, what you're going to need if you're going to do it the way I'm doing it is you need to have the Open Broadcaster software, the Xbox app, and Movie Maker. Now, you don't have to use these particular pieces of software. You can use something different to edit with, but I found that Movie Maker works well. So let's talk about OBS Studio first. In order to get that, I went to Google Chrome and I typed in Open Broadcast System. And forgive me because I'm typing with one finger. I got my hands full here. And it doesn't help that I keep getting all these notifications on my computer. Anyways, I went to Open Broadcaster software, and if you go to Open Broadcast Software Home and you click on that, you'll see where it says Download OBS Studio. And if you click on that, it'll give you some choices. You can download for Windows, Macs, or Linux. Now, since I have Windows 10, I use the Windows, and I downloaded that. Now, I'm going to bring up this Open Broadcaster software, and it's going to look really confusing to you because it's a picture of the Open Broadcaster software, which has a picture of the Open Broadcaster software, which has a picture, which has a picture, which has a picture, and it goes right on down through. And it looks very confusing. However, when you use it, it won't look like that. The reason it looks like that now is because I've got it set up to record my monitor, and that's what it looks like when I pull this up. Normally, if you have it set for game capture, which is what you would have it set for, it will be a black screen right there. But when you when you download the OBS Studio and you open this up, the first thing you're going to want to do is go to the settings. Now, once you're in the settings, there's quite a few different settings in here. And in general, you're going to want to change to make sure that you have the right language. Now, some of these you're going to want to change, some of them you won't. Most of this in here, I don't. Stream, I don't bother with this because I don't stream videos. Now the output, I always make sure to have it set for software X264. Now don't worry about this warning down here. That will always show up. Don't worry about it. Now my microphone that I use is called a Blue Snowball, so I made sure to set it up for that. The video, right now, video output is currently active. That means I'm actually recording right now. You'll notice that I have it set up for 1360 by 768, which is what my computer is set up for. The output is slightly different, 1088 by 614 bicubic, and I have it set for 60 frames per second. Now you can also set up hotkeys so that you can use your keyboard to start or stop recording. And then there's some advanced, okay? The only other thing that you may want to change in this, let me think where it would be. Somewhere here they have, oh, there it is, the recording path. They will usually set up a recording path for you. And what that is where you're going to find the video once you've stopped recording. You can also browse. What I did was I actually set up, I have an area in my file manager for YouTube stuff. This is all my YouTube stuff, and I set up a folder just for OBS videos, and that's where I set it up to record my stuff, so it's always going right into the OBS videos. Okay, once you get everything set up, then you can hit OK. Now, in order to start recording, first thing you need to do here is right click, hit add, and put in a scene. Once you've done that, you go over here to sources and you right click and you hit add, and it'll give you several different choices. Normally you just want to go with game capture. Okay, if you click on game capture, it will open up the properties screen. Okay, and notice that for the game capture, it's showing my Xbox. That's what the game capture would be recording. And you'd want to set this for capture specific window, Xbox app, and then hit OK. However, because I'm recording on my monitor at the moment, it doesn't show that. Okay, but once you get all that set, you're ready to start recording. Okay. However, in order to record, you need to open up your Xbox app. Now, let me show you what it looks like when you first open it. When you open your Xbox app, this is what you'll usually see. It just looks like your Xbox. Now, you're going to want to start streaming, but before you do, you want to go all the way to the bottom here to settings. Down in settings, there's some general settings you might want to look at and make sure that everything is set up the way you want it to be set up. And once you get everything the way you want it, go to Xbox One and make sure your streaming quality is set where you want it. And once you get all your settings done, then you can go here to connections and hit stream. And it'll say connecting on Xbox One. And of course it'll say there's no controllers. Don't worry about that. Just hit continue. Now, this is actually showing my Xbox. And once you do that, when you go to the OBS and you hit record, it won't record anything until you come over here and start streaming. You have to actually be using your Xbox app for it to start streaming. But once it actually starts streaming, you can just go ahead and start playing your game, go about your game, and do everything you want to do. Okay? Once you're done with your game, all you have to do is stop streaming. You can close that out, and then you can go here and stop recording. Okay? Once you've stopped recording, then you can open up your OBS videos and you'll see your clip in here. Now, this is actually the clip that we're recording at the moment. So, because it's an active clip, I cannot open it up. However, I do have a short clip I recorded earlier just for the purpose of this video. So this is the one we're going to use. So what we're going to say is I just recorded these rad stags. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my movie maker, okay, and I'll open that up. Now when you open up Movie Maker, this is what it looks like, okay? And the first thing you're going to want to do is hit Add Videos and Photos. Now, I usually go to YouTube, and I'll go to Intros and Sounds because this is where my video intro is that I keep. And I'll bring that in. Once that's in there, I'll add another video, which is in the OBS videos, and it's the clip that I just recorded. In this case, we'll go with the rad stags, okay? Now that I have two videos, I'm going to go to Animations, scroll down, and this is the one I prefer, the animation. It's a blur, and basically what all it does is, I'll change it to 1 second and apply. And then if I start the video, it'll blur from my intro into the video. Now, you'll notice there's some stuff at the beginning of this video, and I don't really want it there. So what I'll do is I'll wait till I get to the spot. There we go. Now we're ready. And right from there, I'm going to go up there. I'm paused it. I'll go up to Edit, and I'll set my starting point right there. Boom. Okay, now if we start the video over again, you'll see that it goes right from the intro into the video. Okay, and then I created this short video. Okay, and then if I get towards the end of the video and get to a spot, there I just finished killing the other one, I can pause there and set the end point and clip that end of the video off. Now I have my video. Okay, now with this you can adjust your video volume. Okay, you can fade in and out, do all this stuff. There's all kinds of stuff. You can stabilize your video if you're having problems with it. I never have. Okay. There's animations that you can add, you know, the different blends or whatever. There's also some visual effects. Different projects that you can put together. Different things. Okay. Now, once I get my video done, I go over here to Home, and there's auto movie themes and all that stuff. I don't usually use them. I go over here to Save Movie. Now, I save for high definition display, okay? And once I do that, it'll ask me where I want to, you know, what I want to name my movie and all that stuff. I normally just copy over the movie that's already there, those rad stags. So it asks me if I want to replace it. I say yes. And it'll start saving the movie. Now, normally my videos are, oh, I don't know what, 15, 20 minutes long. So it takes a little while for this movie maker to process the video. But because this movie here is under a minute, it basically is pretty quick getting this stuff done. So we'll wait for it to finish here, which only take a second here. Now once it's done, if I want, I can play the movie or open the folder that it's in. I just close it. Then I close this out and it says, do you want to save changes? No, I don't want to save it. I'll go here to my folder, and there's those rad stags, only now it looks different. Before you saw a picture of the Commonwealth there. Now you're seeing this. And if I click on it and open it up, it's the finished copy of my video. Okay. So there, my video is done. Now I need to work on my thumbnail. So in order to do my thumbnail, usually what I do is when I'm doing a settlement build, I'll take a screenshot sometime of what I want to use. You know, I'll do a screenshot. Like for instance, in my screenshots here, I've got a picture of Hangman's Alley vestibule. Now, I took this screenshot when I was building the apartments at Hangman's Alley. And so let's say I want to use this for my thumbnail, for my video, because you know, when you make a video, they give you whatever thumbnail they decide to give you, and I don't like them. I like my own thumbnails. So that's the one I'm going to use. So what I'll do is I will go to Pixlr. It's Pixlr. Okay, and if you go there and you hit editor, it'll allow you to open an image from your computer. Now from there I'll go to YouTube and I'll go to my screenshots and I'll find that Hangman's Alley vestibule, and there it is. I can work on this. Now if you have let me think what the name of it is. Photoshop CC. If you have Photoshop CC, you can do the same thing in that. I have it, but I prefer to come here because you have a little more freedom when you're working with the text. So I decided to use this. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to open an image as a layer. And what it is I went on to the internet and I downloaded some Fallout 4 logos. And I have a logo here. And this logo is sort of transparent. Okay, so what I do is I'll put this logo up here, and it's awful big. So basically what I'll do is I'll free transform it. And if I hold the shift key while I'm doing that, it doesn't get warped out of shape. It'll stay the right size or the right shape. And then I hit enter, and there we go. There's my logo. Now it's kind of hard to see it because it's clear. So what I'll do is, you know, there's a lot of different things you can do here. You can use a sepia tone, but it's kind of dull, isn't it? This is what I usually like to do. I'll use this. Now that's what I like to do, although it still looks awful dull. So I'll go to adjustment and I'll hit color vibrance and hit OK. And then I'll do it again. I'll go to color vibrance and hit OK again. There, it's pretty bright now. Now over here on the right is what is called layer styles. If you click on that, you can add a drop shadow to this. And I usually, this here distance is how far the drop shadow is. I usually keep it around 7. And then an outer glow, I always use red for mine. It's just what I use for all of my thumbnails. So and then with this I back it off, hardness to 1, and there we go. There's that. Now for the text, when you go to put text in here, if you want to use the text from Fallout 4, which is called Overseer, the only way you can get this text is you got to download it onto your computer and then open it up, you know. And once you do that, then this will show up in any, basically any app you use that has text. But I'll make a couple changes, you know. I'll make the text big, and I always make my text yellow, and then I'll type in my text. And again, my hands are full here. I'm trying to do a dozen things at once, so I'm stuck typing with one hand. Now let me move this out of the way a little bit so that I can kind of center this type. Now again, you can go over here to the layer styles, add a drop shadow. Let me move this so you can see what I'm doing. Add a drop shadow. I'll bring it right up to 100 and then move the distance down to 7. And then the outer glow again, I'll change the color to red. And this time I'll leave the distance at 2. And since I like the way it looks, I'll hit OK. So that's how I put the text in. Once I get everything the way I want it, I'll go to File, Save, and it'll give you a choice. Do you want to save to the cloud or do you want to save on your computer? I always save on my computer. Okay. And what I'll do is I'll take it in. I have a file with video thumbnails. This file has every thumbnail for every video I've ever made. So, and then whatever I want to name it, I'll save. Okay. Once it's saved, I'll just leave this page. Now if I open this up and go to my, if I can find them. There they are, video thumbnails. I was blind there for a second. There's Hangman's Alley Vestibule, and there. That's the thumbnail we just created at Pixlr. Okay. Also, what I end up doing is I'll go to OBS videos, and this video of the rad stags, I'll move it over to YouTube videos. Now this is where I keep all of my videos, and every video that I've ever made I have a backup on my computer. Actually, they're not all on my computer. When I get just so many, I put them on disk. And I do this because, well, for one thing, lately I've been hearing complaints from several people that their videos have been disappearing from their channel right off of YouTube. They don't know how, they're just disappearing. Well, I don't want that to happen to me. So I always have a backup of every one of my videos on my computer or on disk. And then that way, if I lose a video off of YouTube, I still have it. It's just a matter of putting it back up there. And all of my videos I always number just to keep track of them all. So that's what I do with my videos and my thumbnails. Now you know the entire process that I use to create my videos and my thumbnails. So now next week I am not planning on doing a tips and tricks video because I've pretty much run out of ideas of things to put into a tips and tricks video. So unless somebody specifically comes out and says, hey, would you show us how to do this or that, I'm not really planning on doing a tips and tricks for next week. But I hope this video has helped you guys out. You know, if you decide to use this software, the Open Broadcaster software, the Movie Maker, I wish you a lot of luck. If you have problems with it, you can try to ask me and I may be able to help you. But there's also tons of tutorials on YouTube for these things. So if you decide to use them, I wish you the best of luck. And I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit that like button. I appreciate it when you do. And I will let you go, and I'll see you again next week.